And we are back. Welcome to your post game episode with Kingdom Cast. This is your host, formerly known as Bad Luck Chuck. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share our social media platforms. For those who are watching on Twitter, please hit the retweet and like button and share to everyone that you know. And if you want to hit the hype button whenever you get done watching it, so you get the video to everyone out as much as possible. But yeah, here are the fellas, man. Country on the top right, Bugs on the bottom left. I got D Max on the right. We might have more people later on. We'll see. But everyone knows the Chiefs lost to the Texans last night, 20-10.
Did
Yeah, that happened. That actually happened. So yeah, we are now 7.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. So
Nice.
yeah,
Okay.
what's happening currently? As we are technically still in the playoff hunt, technically, but we are well behind in the tiebreaker scenarios right now. Like, to me, the season's over, man. I ain't even thinking about it right now. Very
We have
disappointing.
the same
performance.
record as the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's how bad it is. And the Panthers got a better record than us, but they in the NFC.
Well, we had to give that up a few. To be fair, we would have a much better record if we got to play in the NFC South. But it is what it is.
For sure. But yeah, man, very disappointing performance. Defense played lights out. Chris Jones, it seemed like he's one of the very few people that actually wanted to win the game. George Karlaftis, he stepped up to the bell. I asked him to step up. We need a big game for him. He did just that. Ashton Gelati, shout out to the young man. Ashton Gelati, he stepped up big time too. Gave us a little juice in the pass rush. Esapole, emergency left tackle. When Wyatt Morris got hurt on the very first play, he held his own against Daniil Hunter. Did not give up a sack. Held Daniil Hunter to his lowest pressures of the year. So shout out to Esapole. That's the reason why we was clamoring for him to come back here to Kansas City. Other than that, man, we turned the ball over too much. We didn't score at all in the first half. It took us a minute to get back in the game. Fourth quarter, Andy Reid, big gaff. 4th and 1. Continue to be stubborn. Don't want to go under center. Or you could have played the ball. You know what I'm saying? You could have played field position too with the way the defense is playing. But other than that, man, at the end of the day, the Texans made more plays than we did. And now we're sitting on the brink of elimination from playoffs. So I'm going to go around the room here. Let's start off with – let's go D-Mac, man. Let's get your insight first, man.
On the game?
Yeah. Yeah. What's your thoughts on last night?
Well, the game went unfortunately as I feared it would. The Texans, especially on Sunday, but they're a better team than the Chiefs. They are better in the trenches on both sides of the ball, and they're better in the secondary as far as versus our weapons. Because as much as I love Rashee Rice, as much as I like Xavier Worthy, as much as I obviously love Travis Kelce, they're just at a disadvantage compared to what is the best defense in the National Football League in the Texans. And then you add on top of it the fact that you just didn't catch the ball. So then it's tough. So no, I mean, it's unfortunate, and it's a tough way to have your season kind of put on life support or whatever it is at this point. It sucks, but yeah, it's just kind of the reality situation. The Texans are a better team. They dominated up front. They put Mahomes under pressure 50% of the time. And obviously I was extremely happy about Esapole playing well as, somebody that was advocating for him, long before, many people knew his name basically. And the fact that he got his time to shine, unfortunately, due to what was a season-ending injury to Wanye, kind of sucks. Don't get me wrong about that, but I'm just happy that he did play well. But Caliendo was terrible, and Jalen Moore honestly had an underwhelming. Yeah, per usual. And Jalen Moore had an underwhelming day at right tackle. And the combination of both those things made it tough on Mahomes. And so he was under fire for most of the day, and he still was able to create some plays and create opportunities for guys to try and come up big for him. And unfortunately, they didn't. And so that was the story on offense. I didn't love the offensive game plan. I think that some of the pass play calls were terrible. I haven't even gone back and charted the under center versus shotgun runs, but it was disgusting what that split ended up looking like. But yeah, I mean, I think the Texans were better. And the fact that they won the game didn't surprise me. The fact they won by double digits didn't even really surprise me. It just, the Chiefs decided to go for that 4th and 1 in their own territory, and I hated the play call. I understood the decision, but I hated the play call. And that essentially turned the game on its head. The one thing I do want to say for sure, though, Chris Jones was amazing. He was spectacular. He was all world. He was Hall of Fame level. That man
Come
was
on,
a
dude.
one
Somebody
man.
got their TV on? Yeah, we can hear that.
He's a
My bad.
he was a one man wrecking crew. And so that's the one thing that I do want to emphasize how amazing Chris Jones has played since the bye week, and specifically how great he was yesterday. But yeah, my takeaway from the game is the Texans are a better team. The Chiefs have obviously had their flaws, had their mistakes that they continue to make, and they don't make enough plays when it comes down to winning time to take it home, and that's why they're under 500 into December.
Yeah, man. And to your point about some of the play calls, man. This has been a common thing with the Chiefs all year long. That's pretty much been one of the main reasons why we're in the position right now. The play design is just awful, man. Like it seemed like they just don't want to. They don't know what a crosser is. They don't know what mesh concepts are. They
Well, they
rarely
know
do
they
them.
know
They rarely
mesh.
run those.
They know mesh a little bit too much. To be perfectly honest with you, that's the only thing that they got in their man beating combinations. Honestly, it's mesh over and over again.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but
go ahead, Jeff.
bro, like the third down play designs, man, the pass game is awful. Like it's either everybody's running a 5 yard, 5 or 7 yard curl or in, or there's not one single receiver attacking the middle of the field. Like everybody is running towards the sideline, whether they line up on the left side or the right side. Like the route concepts have just been awful in crucial downs. And again, and we go back to this again, bro. Like we give out the stats and the data throughout the course of the year when it comes to 3rd and short, 4th and short. Like Kareem is pretty much automatic in those situations. And yeah, the coach staff still wants to be stubborn and want to try to be the smartest person in the room. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying you're able to run it every time, but I feel like in those situations they don't do it enough when it's been effective all year long. So that's where I'm at with that. But country, let's go to you, man. Give us your
Let's
thoughts
go
on
to
last
Boogie
night.
because Boogie ain't been here in a while. Let's
Oh,
let's let's talk to Boogie.
okay, all right, yeah. Boogie
I
hasn't won
really
since
don't.
'93.
Talk
All
about
right,
it.
all right. You're gonna
Nah,
pass it off to Boog. Go ahead, Boog.
right. Real LeBronish. But yeah, I don't know, man. This it's just been what the Chief season been all year, basically. I
Man,
mean,
country, put that down. My
it's
fault, Boog. Go
been
ahead.
oh my fault. No. It's been like that all year. But I think for me, and I just was telling Chris them this earlier, for me, I think my biggest takeaway from this was the skill position players. Cause we went into this season saying we was gonna get Rasheed Rice back, Worthy next season. He should take a step. Hollywood a full season. Thornton and we talk about all these skill position players we got, and this was gonna be Mahomes' best year with skill. They let him down, bro. This is like their second game this year where they let Mahomes down. Like the Kelsey drop, the Rasheed two drops, the Noah Gray drop, the Thornton drop. Like, and I'm not saying Mahomes had the best game of his career or nothing like that. But damn, man, like we gotta help him some. We invested all this draft capital into these players. Like I was real disappointed in Rasheed Rice's game yesterday, man. That was probably one of the worst games he's played with the Chiefs. I wasn't a fan of his body language. I wasn't a fan of his drops. It just wasn't a good game. Uh, like Andy Reid, all this shit. This just not been a good season overall for him, coaching wise. To me, uh, we can blame it on Matt Nagy, whatever we do. I'm praying that he gets a good job. He's a great offensive mind. Whatever they got to do, man. Let's get him out of here, though. I know we all talk about this getting new voices and all that. If he don't go, I don't think it's a realistic chance we go really get too many more voices in there. We got to get him out of there. That's probably the biggest one. Spags, I'm still cool with. Tobe, I wouldn't be mad if we went separate ways on that. Also, I mean, we kind of didn't ran our course with that. I'm starting to get the vibes too, but yeah, it's just same shit, man. Same shit. We can't run the ball. This is why we should have got a running back because all year we ain't been able to run the ball. You don't trust your running back to get a 3rd and 1, even though, like you said, Chuck, he's shit percentage wise, he better than the tush push. He won't even hand him the ball. So obviously you don't trust him. Pacheco, I'm done with this experiment. He's still missing hope. He's still doing the same stuff. All this is the same shit we've been doing all year, man. Yeah, we gotta get. It's a lot of holes we got, and that's just offense. Defense, like you said, D Mac. Chris Jones, man. I love Chris Jones, man. I love Chris Jones, man. Ain't no way the oldest player on our defense should still be our best player like this. How he was playing, but he's by far, man. Can't say enough about 95, but yeah, that D line, man. Karlaftis finally showed some flashes, but man, they so underwhelming. If Chris Jones is not winning like that, you see our defense is not. It's crazy. I like they was putting him at DN a little bit more than they usually do. It seemed like whatever we got to do, but we got to get him some help, man. I'm not trading Chris Jones. We could restructure. We need to get 2 or 3 defensive linemen next year. Like this is a minute Hugh. I don't want to see. I don't want to hear no shit in the summer about. We need to move on from that too. A lot of that we got to move on from, man. Um, yeah, man. It's damn. You want to know what I think is the craziest shit about this shit? I think this would have been the easiest path of us getting to the Super Bowl out of all the fucking runs we had. This would be the easiest path, and we just not good enough this year. It's fucking crazy, man. Crazy.
Yeah, man. Before I get the country, man, I just want to touch on your thoughts, man. Yeah, man. The coaching staff
Oh,
shakeup needs to happen. Of course, you would say that,
I
but
want
What
to
he say?
touch on your thoughts. It's crazy.
he wanted to pause me on that. But
Go
anyway,
ahead.
the coaching staff shakeup. The coaching staff shakeup needs to happen. It's time. It was a great run, but like you mentioned, we know we want Matt Nagy to get a job. We want somebody to hire him. They told his time's run his course. Special teams is the worst that it's been
Yes.
in quite some time. I know people have been clamoring for Connor Embry too. They've been clamoring for him. Joe Blademeyer. Let's see here.
Andy Heck.
Yeah, Andy Heck too. Yeah, a shakeup needs to happen. It's time. Like it just felt like the entire season, everything was just stale, bro. Like majority of the plays were just stale, bro. Like it was just bad, bro. It's just bad this
That
year.
didn't take that long.
No far, Andy Reid, but we haven't been innovative at all. I feel like this is like the least innovative this offense has been. Even when we had fucking Scott Moore and MVS, I feel like he was coaching up better than he was on offense now with these skill position players.
hmm Yep. And then other than that, man, like you mentioned, Chris Jones being the only guy with some consistent juice on the defensive line more than anybody, man. We can't continue to have that. Like you said, he's getting older. He's not getting younger, even though he's still playing at a high level. Charles Omenihu, he's been disappointing this year. Like, he was flapping his gums on Twitter, talking about how he was gonna have a big year and all this other stuff, and he has not lived up to it whatsoever. Like, I haven't really seen him make an impact like that. So, all right, country, it's on you, man.
As far as the game, y'all said everything that could be said about the game. It's really nothing to talk about as far as the game wise. They're not out of it. Out of it, they got like a 16% chance. That's kind of slim to none. I'm not. I said last week, I'm not holding out hope because I don't know what team is going to show up week to week. I don't know what team is going to show up.
Shit, I don't know
It's
why
getting
not.
so bad. I don't know what team is going to show up quarter to quarter. I don't know who's going to show up. Is the offense going to be creative right now? Are they going to run the ball? Are they going under center? It switches up so often. There's no consistency in nothing they do except be bad. So it's really nothing to talk about as far as the game. I think I tweeted third quarter. I'm just looking for energy and effort right now. Jalen Watson had a form perfect tackle on a play. Chris Jones was playing with his hair on fire. Like he got like three and outs all by himself. Period.
Yeah.
Like
He took over for sure.
yeah, he took over. George showed up. I seen even Drew Tranquil, as bad as he's been, he was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it wasn't enough. And and Mahomes tried to pull him to, but I mean, sometimes you got to be Superman, bro, and sometimes Clark Kent ain't enough, man, and it just wasn't enough. Um, I was upset during the game, very disappointed after the game, and then I woke up this morning with we got a lot of questions. We got a lot of questions that need to be asked, a lot of questions that need to be answered. It's a lot of. I wouldn't mind if you replace your entire offensive coaching staff. I wouldn't mind at all. I know when people have bad seasons, sometimes they fire the scouts. Sometimes they fire lower level people. No, you need to make a drastic change. It needs to be something new. It needs to be a new energy. They need to be pulled out of that complacency that they've been had. We've had a hell of a run. Like we've had a historic run, what we've been on. What we just finished has been a historic run. I'm not even saying it's over, but you're going to have to reset and restart and retool now. Like we was talking on the last show. I thought it was cool that was nobody stealing our coaches in the offseason. Because you see a team come out and go win the Super Bowl, the next thing you know, Ben Johnson's gone, or the DC is gone, or the OC or the quarterback coach is on another team, and nobody was stealing our people. And now I see why.
Well, I think that's more for offense. Are y'all all saying we need to get rid of Spags too?
Look,
no. But
Okay,
Spags needs to get rid of some of his biases. You have to lift some of them thresholds that you got, bro.
D-Mac, you saying get rid of Spags? Or is
I
that? Or
think
we just talking offense?
I think we. I know he wants Dave Tobe gone. Like that don't even matter.
look, but yeah, like Country said,
I know that's
the only
clear.
thing with Spags is, man,
Get rid of Spags? Wow.
Man, if Spags walked, bro, I wouldn't. It's less on the defense than on the. It's more the offense. The offense is offense needs to be. Somebody needs to shake the offense for real, like from top to bottom. The wide receiver coach Andy Heck is getting old, and that special teams needs to be shooken up too. Because we was talking about Pole. You had him in the building. You had him. What I don't know what took you so long to identify what type of player he was. Dude went out and he didn't pitch a shutout, but damn near perfect. He went out and pitched a one-hitter on a good defensive tackle, a good defensive end, and Danielle Hunter off the bench, off the street. Why you didn't identify that guy 13 weeks ago when you had him all through St. Joe? You had him all. Come on. Somebody's making decisions. Okay, so here's my question: Is it the personnel or is it the coaching?
Both.
I mean, it's both. But like my thing with Spags is this, bro. Like the issue I have with Spags is he has a little too much control over personnel decisions now defensively, and it's clearly not working from that aspect. So they need to take some of his power back in the offseason and let Brett Veach do his job. Help the defense. Now,
I don't
Spags,
think. My fault. So
now Spags, if the Brett Veach does get the talent in the offseason, like you gotta play him, man. You gotta trust the talent.
I think the problem is the talent. I mean, I was saying that before the year started. They're not as talented like that. Like we kind of living off them Super Bowls. They got worse and worse as players. These same players got older and got worse.
But they're
Who
not
got better?
progressing.
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
not progressing. So that sounds like coaching to me.
But are they?
It's no
Are
way that
these?
George should be still. He had a leap in the second year, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know.
He got
So
paid, and then
I really think that he should give Brett Veach more control, and you got to get rid of some of these biases. We got to stop. I don't want to see another 5'9" receiver in this. I don't want to see another 5'9" receiver on this team again ever.
We don't
But
have any
I,
five
I
I
nine
really
mean,
don't.
receivers.
yeah, I'm about to say. But is that really a problem? Like Worthy is small,
No,
but
I'm just saying. I mean,
Worthy
but
not a
I also
problem.
don't want to see a slow ass defensive end on this. I don't want to see that
Well,
no more.
that's
Like
fair.
you got to start removing the biases. Get that shit out of here, bro. We trying to win now. That was cool. It worked, but it's a new day, bro. It's a new day. That's like me. We trying to take over like Nino Brown and G Money. These young boys ain't gonna stand for that. You can't do that no more. You got to move in a different way. What up, CJ?
Gang.
It's just a new day, bro, and you got to change with the times. And the times have changed. Everybody's catching up. They still young. Everybody keeps saying they old. I don't know where that's coming from. This is not an old ass team. You got like
It
three,
is.
4 old
It,
people that sway the whole vote for
it
Yeah,
is
but
real.
one of
them
the.
like your
It,
best players.
it is one of the younger rosters in the National Football League by
Somebody is
snap
not
rate.
trusting. I feel like somebody's not trusting Veach to do his job.
What
I
players
don't
on
know if
this
it's
team
Andy.
right
I
now?
don't know if it's Spags or Tope. I don't know who it is.
But
Go ahead,
who's the
Louis.
players that we're not like playing right now that y'all believe? Well, Noah Williams, but
Okay, why is Jaden
who?
Hicks not playing?
They don't trust him because he's made.
Because he's
Well,
young.
yeah,
In some respects,
he
he's made
plays
too
just
many
not enough. Like it's a
mistakes.
difference. There's a difference between not playing and not playing enough. Like some dudes don't play at all. Some dudes play.
And
And
I
the
All
can
right,
the Noah
understand why you
because
playing
why is
Mike.
Boston not playing? Like, why haven't we at
Who
least
you
tried
playing him
him?
over?
I
Who
mean,
you
the,
playing
the,
him
the number
over?
one reason Jaden Hicks isn't playing because Spags is in love with Jamari Connor, and we all agree he don't even
yes,
want to.
bro.
Like, I mean,
What
what
is in the
that's
love?
a
but
necessary
we
evil
don't
that
know
we
country.
knew that was never gonna die, bro. Jamari been getting cooked since last year, and Spags still putting his ass out there. So if he don't
Boogie,
care about it, ain't no
100% of the
point in you getting
snaps.
your blood pressure up. He gonna keep putting him out there. It is what it is. Now
Boogie, what were you saying?
the Bossa
Oh,
one is
sorry.
because
Go
he's a
ahead.
rookie. Obviously, he needs to get more reps. We knew this is the last year of Drew Tranquil on this roster. So eventually, I wanted Jeff to play more country, but that was more of a 2026 thing, not this year. Now, the Noel one, that one that really pissed me off because really it was a money thing with Christian Fulton. When I saw them put him out there in that Denver game after the bye, when we all knew he shouldn't have been playing, he hasn't played a snap this year, and this is the biggest game of our season. And you want to put him out there over Noel Williams, who clearly is better at this point in time. I don't matter age, contract, doesn't matter. He was a better player, and you still put Christian Fulton out there. If that's the case, how the team wanted to operate, there's no need to get upset because they told you what they're going to do. If they don't want to fix these things till 2026, those are their opinions. But for you to put Christian Fulton and Chamari Connor over Noah Williams and Jaden Hicks out there over and over again, country, ain't no point to get mad. They telling you how they feel. Because we know these guys are better and they give us a better chance to win. And you still
Okay,
refuse
well,
to put them out
somebody
there.
needs to be either
So
stripped of some of their power
I
or
agree.
removed.
You gonna strip Spags of power?
I will.
I ain't going there with Spags, man.
I definitely will strip you of your
Hold on,
thresholds,
D
because
Mac. Before you
he
went
went
on
out and got you
pause,
a DN and you didn't want him because he didn't fit your criteria. Well, maybe your criteria is messed up.
Gotta put that pride to the side. I
It
keep
is
telling
messed up.
everybody, bro.
Yes, Boogie.
That pride
D
gonna get
Mac.
you killed,
Before
bro.
you left, I was asking. We was talking about the coaches, and you had got off for a minute.
Sorry.
Are you saying you want to get rid of Spags too?
No,
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
think that you. I honestly I don't have any issues with Andy Heck. Like I've been critical of him in the past, but I think that largely the offensive line is in a good place, and that's cool with me. So I think Andy Heck can stay. The running back coach needs to go. The wide receiver coach needs to go. You need real coaches that can develop those at those spots because they have young players that they're going to be bringing in at the running back position and on the roster already at the wide receiver position that need to be developed. And we haven't done that. That's just the reality of the situation. Obviously, Matt Nagy needs to go. If he stays as the quarterback coach, that's also fine with me. I don't know if he's going to take a demotion. Slap him with an assistant coach tag as far as I care. I really don't give a damn. But you need an offensive coordinator that's outside of this system to be able to help Andy modernize this system and add an under center element to the game. I don't see a need really to get rid of the defensive coaching staff. I know some people have talked about the Cullen aspect of it. I don't know.
The
Based
who?
on his track record, I think Joe Cullen. Based on his track record, I think that it's not a big deal if he stays. In my personal opinion, the reality situation is Spags has had too much influence over the personnel decisions on the roster. That's just what it comes down to. And it goes into what Country's saying as far as the restrictions that he puts on it. They need to loosen those restrictions. They need to look for different archetypes. They need people with better ball skills at the DB position, and they need athleticism along the defensive line and those that can defeat blocks one-on-one very quickly, in my opinion.
Man, get rid of all that shit.
Whatever they process right now, as
this
far
ain't
as
the Tom Brady Patriots no more, man. It's not the Giants.
You got to
Jason
evolve.
Pierre-Paul ain't walking through that door. And if he walks through there, he limping slow when he comes. I don't know why Tampa Bay just signed him. That was so.
I was just going to say he actually just signed.
The one thing I'll say though, Boogie, is if Spags was to get hired by the Giants, I would not be upset by that because I think that there could be a change in the defensive philosophy that goes into an odd front system that I think honestly would benefit the guys that they got there. You can move Chris Jones to more of an odd front edge. GK is honestly more of an odd front edge. You can get a true nose tackle in, and then that would force more athleticism on the edges as far as that is concerned. And honestly, you could probably justify bringing back Leo Chanel in that type of situation too. But yeah, I think that it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if that ended up happening. And I think that they should pursue an odd front defensive coordinator if such a thing did happen, or give it over to Cullen. Obviously, merit whichever way they want to go with it as far as that aspect is concerned.
I think it's just about like getting out of your own way sometimes. Like I know you like a personnel, but at the end of the day, the film don't lie. If you see the guys you're bringing in and they're not producing and they're not getting the push on the quarterback that we like to do, you have to change. And we're not asking you to completely change your scheme. I'm just asking you to tweak how you scout guys. That's the only thing I'm asking you to look at differently.
On the defense,
yeah, I missed the question. Is it more personnel or is it the player or the coach?
And if you can't change your perspective, then you're not being an NFL head coach. Because for Spags' time from New York, from time when he was in St. Louis, any coach, you have to change your scheme at times. You have to make adjustments. Yes, that's just part of being a football coach. You're never going to run the same playbook, the same type of scouting system your entire career. Spags been doing this 20 plus years, bro. Andy's changed. Everybody's changed. You just had to be willing to do so. That's just a matter
Andy was willing to do that when he first got here.
That's what I'm
saying. They brought in the college guys to do more stuff that Alex Smith did in college. They adjusted. He adjusted. What is it now?
And that is the point.
Where's that guy at? Is he too old?
But that's the point. And this is why I'm not on the fire Andy Reid thing.
I don't want to fire Andy. I really don't want to fire Spags.
He has more than earned the right to have the opportunity to fix this. Other coaches have not earned that right to fix things because you don't have a track record to lean back on. He hasn't. So Andy Reid now has the opportunity to fix this in the offseason, change this offensive coaching staff, update the offensive scheme, get them in a better place as far as that's concerned, and have this team back putting out a better product as well. And also, I can answer Brenda's question, but go ahead.
And that's why a lot of the offensive issues or corrections we need to make, I'm not really as upset about. The biggest one is definitely Spags on defense for sure. You have to, especially knowing where we've come from with Bob Sutton and having coaches that are stubborn. And really, his hold on, CJ.
Yeah,
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, before I finish, like his point was like way worse to a point. Perspective is everything. Where we were at in 2018 with Sutton, where we are now, are two different completely ends of the spectrum. Yes, we need to get better, but we were at a completely different edge of falling off a cliff when Sutton was here, and our blitz rate, not having the talent on the roster to even get stops on the field, let alone where we are now. Now we just need to make adjustments and tweaks. We still, even as bad as all the things we're talking about the defense right now, they still almost had a shutout in the second half. That's how good this group can be. And imagine where they'd be if the proper guys are playing in the proper spots and we have proper talent on the defensive line room. That's why I'm not as upset, because a lot of things we need to improve can be simple adjustments. They're not crazy.
What they did to the Texans isn't, in my opinion, isn't what you should base the defensive evaluation on. I think that they're much farther from being a good defense than what last night showed. That's just me personally.
No, like overall from the group, but I'm just saying even that group still did everything you asked them to do to win a football game.
Yeah,
amongst all the weaknesses they have.
That is fair. Boogie,
so if they make the proper adjustments, I think
when there's clear deficiencies and everybody can point to it and say they can't do this, you got to fix that, bro.
That's
you can't.
That's about being a man. You got to look in the mirror and admit when you're wrong. We all make.
You can't put a new coat on it and say, "Nah, they don't see it no more." No, it's still there. You still got that hole right there.
You got to be willing to admit when you're wrong.
And to me, that's the personnel because this offseason, you signed George Karlaftis, you re-signed Amenihu.
Yep.
Them guys didn't live up
Neither
to it.
one of them. That's a fact.
So
Neither
I
one
Like
of
it
them.
don't matter
Hey,
what D
I
coordinator.
agree with
Listen,
And my other thing, D Mac, the same way you seen Andy Reid get the benefit of the doubt, Spags should get the same benefit of the doubt. I
Yeah.
think.
I think Spags because of the
Nagy,
track
no.
record. Yeah, he should get the benefit of the doubt to update his personnel influences both on the back end and emphasizing more ball skills in the defensive back room and on the front seven and being able to emphasize athleticism to get after the passer and win against blockers one-on-one.
We all in the agreement book that neither one of them guys are leaving. So I know that the internet is being funny, but we all know.
I'm just saying if Spags got hired, I would not be devastated.
Yeah.
That is just.
but here's the thing. I want to know this. When Brett Veach, clearly Spags came to him and said, go give me a defensive end. He goes out and get Joshua Usay.
Yeah, we're gonna keep talking about
what
that.
in you? No, I'm not. I'm just using it as an example. But what in you made you say that doesn't work for me? I'm not going to play him. I'm not going to even try.
But in the same breath, Brett Veach, he said, go draft me a pass rusher, and you drafted FAU. So what about that? That's personnel.
Well, so
and then you told him to gain weight and play out of his position.
Right. So this is the tricky
the same
thing.
With
I understand your point, Boogie, and this is why it is tricky from this perspective, and this is why in some respects, just leave it to the GM and the scouts. In my opinion, don't buy the groceries because we need to have accountability in that space. And it's tough to have clear accountability when you've got guys getting drafted for whatever reason that fit a certain type. And then they get here and the things that made them good college prospects aren't emphasized when they get here. And that's the issue. And that is the things that unfortunately continue to happen. That makes it that I can't put it on Veach fully, that I have to blame Spags too. And I said it this summer when they drafted Omar Norman Lott and they put weight on him. That is not what you should have done with him. He is a penetrating,
he's not a run
defensive three tech.
Not
He's
at all.
not a nose tackle.
That is not.
That's what I'm saying. Where is the disconnect between the personnel and the coach? Like, why is this a gap?
They got to close
and
that
Kevin,
gap.
if you don't come in here with realistic things, we're not trading Rasheed for Justin Jefferson. Stop it, bro. Stop. I don't know if you're trolling or you joking or what. Chill out.
Please
be realistic.
I would trade
you a nasty nigga. You know that's not even a real trade.
I would trade Rasheed Rice for Justin Jefferson, and of course,
Buggy's disgusting, bro.
But I'm saying
they wouldn't even accept that on that.
It's not gonna happen. No,
y'all funny, bro.
There's a disconnect. I feel like there's a disconnect between the personnel side and the coaching side. Like I feel like there's Omar Norman Lott clearly didn't fit the coaching side because you called him to gain 30 pounds when he got here. Why?
When he did play, he was looking all right though.
But he also tore his knee up because he was too heavy.
Yeah,
we can't say that's why.
He was gaining weight.
Nah, it was.
We can't say that's why, man.
Mind you, it was a dirty play. It was a dirty play.
No, he was having his issues with training
camp. I'll be honest with you, and I tweeted out at the time. I actually was wrong. It wasn't a dirty play because I went back and watched it. He was just blocking him. His knee gave out. And guess what happens when you put 20 plus pounds on a frame?
Your ligaments give out.
Snaps than he normally does, and do things that he normally doesn't, which is take on double team blocks. Your limbs start to give out because you're not used to doing that. And yes, Boogie, we can't for 100% certainly obviously say, but I don't think that it helped. And I don't think that it helped that he was in it. It helped the fact that he was injured throughout the training camp.
But do you think he should be gaining weight?
And the fact that he went into the season and that ended up happening.
He was nursing an ankle injury during training camp. That's not a good time to be putting on weight. If you think you should be losing weight, like before we even got to the second week of training camp, he rolled his ankle. I remember that day of camp. He said, I'm all right. Went back out there. He took him right back out to the next play. And yet he's still trying to gain weight after going to the preseason. Why is he doing that when he's going through an ankle injury? That's the last thing you need to do. If anything, you want him to cut weight so he can be faster when he comes back. Because he's already behind the 8 ball, and now he doesn't get the practice reps. And then when he did finally start to turn the corner, like Country said, what happens again? Knee injury. So it was just like, it was a bad from the start. And like the whole plan of what he was doing, like D-Mac said, was a terrible plan. So this summer, he needs to get back on his regiment before he was here at Tennessee. Get all the weight loss, whatever you're trying to do, dead that shit. If you want to run stopping tackle, go get you one. Don't have the guy that's supposed to be your pass rushing 3 tech gain 20 pounds. That's stupid as hell. Whoever that thought that was a good idea, that was dumb.
And then they ran out and got Nadi and Mike Pennell.
which are your guys that you put in on first and second down to stop the run. And then you bring in Omar next to Chris on third down to rush the passer.
Well,
it was there for you to use. But again,
And see, that right there is more Veach shit I'm tired of, bro. I'm tired of that. The McCoys and stop bringing those retreats back. Once they leave the house, let them grow up and be on their own, man. Don't bring
I
them back.
was cool with the Mike Pennell one. I went down with the
thing.
Nike one.
The thing I want to say is
I'm off Notty.
it's difficult to say that this is specifically a Veach thing because I promise you, when they went to training camp, they didn't all of a sudden, or I should say, Brett Veach, after 4 weeks of training camp, didn't all of a sudden say this team doesn't need Mike Patel anymore. That was a Spags decision. They got into that room and said, we're moving away from Mike Pennell. We need Derek Notty back. So
this is pre-Omar injury as well.
And this is the same thing. And I hate to keep bringing it up. I know I bring it up a lot, but it goes back to the Joshua Uche thing. The wasting of assets to try and paper over these mistakes and having to go back over and having to get Pole back because you got rid of him earlier. I would love to put it solely on the GM, but the GM isn't the one that is solely responsible for buying the groceries. And a lot of these decisions are being made at the coaching level. And then the Veach has to change everything or change a plan on the fly as a result of it. And it's an inefficient system right now. And in my opinion, that is because the coaching staff doesn't need as much influence on the personnel. They need to have a more centralized, aspect of it being the front office and scouting department that does.
We all agree they need to be on the same page. And that's why this offseason is huge, more so than any offseason we've had probably since the Tyreek Hill when we traded him. We need to figure out, do they really close that gap, as Country said? There's some gaps between what you prefer and what the coaches prefer. Can we get on the same page to put the team in the best position to succeed? Because that's what needs to be most important, not your ego or things that you want. What puts the team in the best position and not what you want?
The only person that can do this is Andy Reid. And the only person that can tell Andy Reid to do it is Clark Hunt. I don't think Veach has enough swing to say, Andy, I'm doing this. I think Tobe needs to have his roster control. Pull that. I'm sorry, bro. We pulling that. Spags, not to say I don't want your input, because I do want your input, but roster control?
For sure.
No, that's my job. I think Brett Veach need more input on the formation of this team.
I think that whoever the GM is and the scouting department needs more input on the formation of the team, and they need to not be as restrictive as far as that is concerned. And that way, so that we and I say we as fans, but specifically really internally, they can hold the people accountable for that standpoint, because it's too convoluted of saying, hey, who are we holding accountable for them wasting these assets, for this roster not looking as good as it should be? It needs to be a front office buys the groceries and the coaching staff makes it into a meal operation, in my personal opinion.
And there's nothing wrong with what Country said. Like, you can have your input, like, hey, I would play one of these two types of guys on the roster.
Yeah,
okay, thank you for your input. We will go back to doing our job. We'll get back with you. Then we'll come back to draft day, or once we have our scouting department. And when you're bringing visits during the draft process. These are the guys that we like the most, that we've all agreed on. You told me your input. These are things we feel check the boxes. Now we bring them in for a visit.
Because CJ, I don't know the scouting department, but I'm sure the scouting department been scouting all this time, this whole season up until now. They out going places scouting. So how do you draft a guy and then say, oh my God, guy, I know you did this, but gain 30 pounds and do this now?
Facts.
How do we get there? How did that happen?
It's a terrible decision.
How do I draft a left tackle and then I say, nah, let me see you play right? No.
And there's some things when it comes to coaching, you want to put a player, obviously you want to put the team in the best position to succeed. But at the end of the day, you got to do what that player does best. Can you do something if, like, you're out of options, like your first and second player get hurt and guys have to play in different spots? Then I'm okay with the guy playing right side, Country, or doing something different because we have no other options. But when he is one of our first options, let him do what he does best, whether that be rushing the passer, play left tackle, play slot corner, do what he does best, and then we can build all around that later if need be. I feel you on that. We shouldn't be asking guys to do secondary things when they just get here. Let them build on what they do best and then develop the talent later.
And here's another thing. Trust your evaluations.
Yeah, that what he
clearly
does. Yeah.
Kingsley was a guard. He been a guard. Why did you try him at tackle? Why?
I mean, he was a
what was that about?
We
He was
didn't
a tackle.
evaluate him as a
Yeah, he
guard,
was a
though. We
tackle in college.
evaluated him as a
He's a
tackle.
tackle.
He played tackle.
Somebody had to. Andy Heck said he looked to me to be better as a guard than a tackle.
I mean, but they did it the
When
right.
did you find that
move from
out?
tackle to guard than guard to tackle.
After
So
he got benched?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that he got benched. I didn't like the short leash he had, but I'd rather you go from tackle to guard and guard to tackle.
Yeah, y'all
way
know my
harder the
feelings.
opposite way.
I
Y'all know
would
my
rather
feelings on
you
the
go
Kings
and
thing.
be what you need to be.
No, I agree.
You
I
needed
agree.
to be a guard.
But the fact
But
that we're here at this point now,
don't-
and he is our starting left guard for the future, that we salvage the situation.
Don't
It's
get-
different.
I'm not mad at the situation. I'm saying, how did you
the
get
process.
there?
Yeah, you're
But you
saying the
couldn't get
process.
there at the beginning. Like
But
it's something. It ain't
the reason why they
connecting.
the reason why they couldn't get there at the beginning is because he at the beginning he's a tackle. He's always been a tackle. He's played tackle in college. He was never playing guard in college. He's a tackle. He's been a tackle. They should have left him at tackle. They yanked him early for no reason. They ended up ruining the Super Bowl chances. I don't want to get back into it, but they were fortunate to be able to move him inside the guard, and that does happen. In which you have an athletic tackle, you simplify the game a little bit for him at the guard position, and he plays much better at guard, and that just happened to do it. That process is not one that I'm frustrated with because I understand that it happens a lot with tackles moving into guards. But the reason why
Now, if we would have went through this and Josh wasn't here, I would be extremely pissed about that because now you said you didn't get him right at left tackle. He can't play left guard, and then you didn't figure out the left tackle situation after the third try. So the fact that obviously we missed on Kingsley as a left tackle, now he's served from this year. If you would have told me this is how he's going to play back in July, I would have been extremely excited. So I'm thankful for what Kingsley has done this year. It's a good future for what he's done going forward.
He was supposed to be one of the biggest question marks we had about.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's been one of the smallest. But he's been a great year.
But CJ, here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to prevent the first mistake.
Facts. See, but the only thing
I'm trying to prevent you from cutting Pole out of training camp. Why did we cut him?
Because the coaching staff decided that Wanya Morris was more valuable to the team.
No,
but clearly you seen something in him. As soon as he became available, you brought him right back.
Yeah,
Brett Veach absolutely.
So clearly you see.
That's why he wanted him as UDFA.
That's why he grabbed him.
So that's what I'm saying. It goes back.
No,
where is the disconnect at?
I feel you. I mean,
who is it? Is it Veach? Is it the coaches?
There's business country. He's not going to hit everything. There's guys he's going to let go. You're like, damn, he let him go. He really could play. Then you brought in this guy like, I love Wanye. He's a good dude, but he's not better than Esapole, bro. Like he was never better than him. So like, I don't get the concept where like you're saying where that came from. But at the end of the day, you have chances to reprimand. You have the chance to recreate or to correct your mistakes. And they were able to do that with Esapole by bringing him back. Now, unfortunately, Wanye got hurt. You pray he gets healthy. But at the same time.
Here's what I'm saying. If you have a problem with me, you know you got my number. You can call and text me. Everybody on this panel knows that. Hey, country, I wasn't feeling that. Let's try this. Is Brett Veach too hard to approach? Is he above reproach? Is Andy too hard to approach? Is he above a meeting? Let me get 5 minutes, coach. This Pole kid, bro, we shouldn't let him go, bro. He's nice. I'm putting my stamp on it. It's a disconnect in there between the coaching and the personnel and Brett Veach. It's something missing in there.
Yeah,
it gotta be.
And there's certain positions where if a guy messes up, he has a chance to like clean up his mistakes. Because O-line, there's 5 of them on the field. So if you can't get it right at this position, you can get it right over here. If you can't play corner, obviously, if you can't cover guys on the outside, they can put you at safety. There's always ways to try to like recreate or try to like correct your mistake if a guy can't play in certain positions. But there's also other positions if you can't play, you just can't play. Like if you,
I'm just trying to prevent the first mistake from ever happening.
I agree.
It would save you a lot of trouble if you knew, I don't have to spend $21 million on Jalen Moore because hey, I got this undrafted free agent that's capable. That I could have been grooming for the last 13 weeks.
Facts.
Instead of him spending time in the New York Jets organization.
Now, I am thankful we got the
Who knows what they teaching him over there.
Yeah,
I could have had him for 13 weeks and groomed him.
Yeah. I mean, out of all the things, this time last year, we were all freaking out, all blowing up our heads because we were all worried about the left tackle situation. We corrected that. That's the biggest domino.
And I think Jalen Moore is solid too.
And Jalen was a starter in San Fran. He's cool. He's not expected to be like all pro. But yeah, can he be a full-time starter? Absolutely. So you fixed the biggest need for this roster was left tackle. You fixed that. Prior to that, the biggest issue on this team was receiver room. You fixed that. What's our next issue going into this offseason? In my opinion, is to be line room. I think that's our biggest room for improvement.
Yes.
Their receiver room might not be fixed all the way.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I mean, from where we were 2 years ago, I think the receiver room is night and day better.
On paper, the wide receiver room, this was the best wide receiver room Patrick Mahomes had on paper.
Like next year,
Something
we're going
missing.
into you have Rasheed, Worthy, and Jalen Royal. Those are your top three. That's a 10 times better room than what you had 2 years ago.
I think they need to be developed a little bit.
You still can get better, but I think
no
from where you are, it's corrected in my opinion. That's
I do truly feel like the bigger issue, and this is about the offensive. Not last night, notwithstanding, because there's three backup offensive linemen and they dropped the passes. But the biggest issue that I've had this entire season is the design of the offense, and that is over the running back room. That's over the wide receiver things. Sure. The design of this offense is the thing that has been limiting us the entirety of the season.
Absolutely.
That's why I think, because the offensive line has been good. They can find the run game and a consistent success as far as that's concerned, even with the running back issues that they have. They have the wide receivers to do these things. They just don't put them in a position to succeed, nor do they make the life of Patrick Mahomes easier enough. I starred some of these things because I do want to go through these quickly. The answer is go away from is complicated. I won't say you have to
change your approach. That's what I would say.
It is. They need to incorporate more under center stuff. That's just the reality of the situation. Now I'll answer this from John quickly. Mahomes said that he's comfortable with it. Every time that you've seen him do under center stuff, he looks comfortable. Mahomes is not the reason why we don't go under center more. Yes, I would like to see Jalen Williams play more down the stretch. It's just
that's a sophomore
because the wide receiver,
he's a rookie.
The wide receiver room has just been
way too deep this year.
The depth chart prevented that from happening.
And what have you seen of Jalen Royals that makes you think he can just?
He's just upset.
He's seen nothing to Jalen Royals. No disrespect to Jalen Royals.
I mean, he looked. I saw. I thought he looked good during preseason, but that's all you can go off of.
He's a rookie.
That's TJ. That's why Omar Norman Lott was picked, and unfortunately
got hurt.
Went by the wayside.
Yeah.
Y'all can keep doing the EB thing. EB is not changing the offensive design of this offense. Yes, I would love the accountability, but frankly, it's secondary.
You gotta want to do it.
Change. And the last thing I wanted to say was the reason why we go to sleep on third and long, because Spags changes his approach. On third and longs, usually teams spread it out, and Spags doesn't have as many avenues to get free blitzers that he would have on third and short as far as condensed formations are concerned. That makes it easier to be able to get after the passer. He usually plays a little bit more off coverage from that perspective. And ultimately, we can't get home with 4. That gives the quarterback enough time to try and find somebody that's open over the middle of the field. And Stroud did that a few times.
And that's why that's my top priority this offseason. We have to affect the quarterback, bro. It's non-negotiable. That's our top first and board on the board this year. You get that room better, that immediately makes your secondary better, makes your linebackers better, makes Chris Jones better. If you affect the quarterback, everybody's job becomes easier. That's the lifeline of any football team on the defense. You have to affect the quarterback, bro.
Which is why
non-negotiable.
Which is why I think that if it takes a Trent McDuffie trade to get the
if you get an elite rusher
needed to make it happen, then for sure. I understand why it would happen.
I don't want to see Trent go, but if we got an elite rusher in after the aftermath, I'm not mad at that for sure.
Yeah, because like Country brought up the Tyreek Hill trade a while back, right? This might be a situation where Trent McDuffie is the Tyreek Hill in the situation because our pass rush is pretty much non-existent. Like it's really that bad. Like we may have to sacrifice him to get that pass rush, bro.
You might have to rebuild your whole
what rusher would you be okay with moving Trent for?
DBs if you do that.
Like, what rusher would you be okay with if we move Trent and we got this? Whether it be a guy in the draft, a guy in free agency.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Either
what
draft
guy would that be to make you feel like if it's like an elite edge top end rusher that makes our rusher, I'm not mad at that because I love the way Noel is performing.
Right.
Jalen Watson had a great bounce back year. You have to move pieces around to get another room be better. Then so be it. I don't want to see Trent leave. If we kept Trent, I'm not mad at that decision. I think Trent's a top 5 corner in football. I know he's had a bad 2 weeks. I'm not going to jump off the bridge. Trent McDuffie's still an elite corner in my opinion. But if we got an elite rusher off of the back of Trent in that trade, I'm not mad at that because pass rush, in my opinion, no disrespect to Trent or any corner, pass rush is always more valuable than any corner. I love Derek Stingley. I love all the best corners in football. If you can't rush the quarterback, none of that matters. Yep. You can cover for all you want. If they know I can block you for 3, 4, 5 counts, that great corner, he can be over there all he want. He ain't covering these guys on the other side. He can only cover one person. A pass rusher can always affect the game more valuable than a cornerback for sure.
Absolutely. I want to talk about that for a second. I want to talk about for a second because Chiefs Kingdom, man, a lot of the fans, man, they just started going crazy. They started panicking and wilding when Nico Collins got the best of Trent early in the game, and that's when essentially Trent got hurt. Like, look, Nico Collins is one of the best receivers in the
does
National
that to
Football
everybody.
League. Like everybody gonna get cooked at some point. Like
It
Nico a
was
dog,
also,
man.
it was also a coverage that was blown by Brian Cook because he was not.
That's what I'm saying. Trent was in recovery.
Oh, hold on. Kevin, you got one more time.
Yeah, Trent was not supposed to be number one on one.
Country about to cook you in the
Anyway.
chat.
Country's about to lose it.
He about to kick you out the chat.
I would again. It depends on what the package is.
Yeah, like
and
who's the player?
Somebody
and
pointed
the
it out, like
yeah,
getting
like,
a quarter of what we got for week. I
Not
don't
for a
know
running
what
back,
somebody.
but
I don't know what somebody would be willing to pay. But if you ask around and the price ends up at a first, then yeah, I would do that. If the price is 2 seconds, then I would think about it. Long and hard about doing it as well. So
you get a first.
It depends on what the price is, but it's more
I
so.
need a
It's not
first.
necessarily about
Give me a first, I'm
trading
cool with
him to directly get a specific player, but more so trading him so
To
that you
build
can
the
have
room.
the assets to build
Exactly.
a room and then also address the other things that you need
Exactly.
to do as well.
Just like you did when you traded away Tyreek Hill. That wasn't for a one-off, one-for-one trade. That was to build the defense, and you've done that. If you do that similar type of deal to get picks and value in return, and you can get two edges that affect the quarterback, I'm always going to take 2 edges over an elite corner. I'm sorry, bro. That's all.
Okay, let me ask this question.
I feel you on that too. I agree.
Let me ask
I
you
love
this.
Trent, bro, and Trent's a dog, but it's just we got to get to the quarterback, bro. We can't do it right now. If we were in a better position, I wouldn't be as aggressive with this, but we have to because we went 3 games without getting a sack, bro. That's embarrassing. We have to get to the quarterback.
11
bro.
quarters.
That's
11 quarters without a
non-negotiable, bro.
sack.
We have to get to the quarterback, bro.
Yeah.
So if they made no changes to this coaching staff, how concerned would you be next year going into
On offense,
Extremely.
if they made absolutely no changes from top to bottom.
Extremely.
I
It
would
means
have
you
no
didn't look in the mirror.
expectations.
I agree with Chuck. I would not have any expectations for this team.
If you're not willing to make changes and admit when you're wrong, bro, then what are we doing?
If being under 500 in division, having your division streak snapped, and being in a position where
you don't make any changes,
the playoffs looking in doesn't
crazy.
Wake you up to changing things, then I don't need to act like things are going to change. Then I don't know why I would expect a different product, a different result if you don't change things after this season.
I think they could still win without a change, but I would
They
prefer a change.
They can, but I wouldn't expect it. I would have no reason to, because the definition of sanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expect different results.
Look, I want to address this. I want to address this. McDuffie doesn't have prime Tyreek Hill value comment. Look,
yeah, that is true.
I disagree.
I mean, look, this true.
He doesn't. I mean, that's not a crazy statement.
Right. Let's not act like we can't get something decent in return for McDuffie.
I mean, you don't have to. You don't have
My
to.
thing is like, why are we even talking about that? Who brought that dumb shit up? That's a dumb.
Yeah, why are we trying to trade
Tyreek Hill
McDuffie, man?
To have,
I'm just saying we might have to go to that scenario.
No, I'm not mad about that.
We might have to.
But why are we comparing him to Tyreek Hill? Stop doing that.
Why?
What you mean? Why we not get to the quarterback?
Yeah, but why do you got to get rid? Why do you got to create a hole to fill a hole?
It's not. I understand why you're asking the question, Boogie. It's
not necessarily creating a
that
hole.
You have to do it. Right. It's just simply it makes it easier to try and give yourself the shots on goal to do it. That's really
trading McDuffie mean your 2 starting corners from this year not gonna be here next year. That's a hole, right?
Well, that if you're trading McDuffie, that would be in a sense you would re-sign Jalen Watson because you would save that money from Trent's.
I don't know.
So you gonna get rid of Trent?
No,
McDuffie
I'm not saying I would do that. I'm
Watson?
just saying if in that scenario, if you got rid of Trent McDuffie, in my mind, you would be saying I'm going to re-sign Jalen Watson.
I would.
That don't make sense.
I wouldn't do that either. That's what I'm saying. But if you did that, there's no way you get rid of Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson. That would be
have
beyond
to get Watson at a discount, personally.
That's what I'm saying. Like that would be beyond stupid. So
you're not getting
in my opinion,
$18 million out of me.
If you love Noel outside and you think Jalen had a bounce back year, then you pay him, and then if you decided to move on from Trent, but the only reason I'm even entertaining that idea is because we're gonna fix the edge room entirely, not just like a stopgap book. I'm talking about getting like real game changers in the edge.
You can do that in the first round, man. You get your pass.
I feel you. That's why I said my first priority is getting an edge. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm saying, Boogie. It's not necessarily something that they have to do. I'm saying that I would explore it if the value matches what I want back for Trent McDuffie. Then I would say, okay, well, this is what I got on the table. What am I looking at as far as my options to replenish the cornerback room? And does this ultimately help me rebuild the defensive line room, which in my opinion is the more important.
If somebody gave you a first book, you got to look at that, bro. You got to think about it.
It's just a scenario.
You got a first round pick. You draft a pass rusher.
Yeah, just a scenario that's on the table.
You still got money to go sign extra players. Like we only got 1 or 2 starting spots. Norman Lott come back.
Yeah, I mean you can't. You can't reasonably rely on that right now, though.
And then I want to go
Okay,
back.
well, even if you
wanna,
don't, you got two starters, Chris Jones and Karlaftis for sure, right? You already giving them too much money.
In theory,
well, yeah, they already paid.
Yeah, so
But
why do we need to trade and get that? To me, that's why that don't make sense. But
Can I ask
the idea would be that you could do that and then also have the luxury of adding an explosive playmaker in theory if the right person does, or another young rookie cornerback high up in the draft if that type of person falls to you in that case too. So that it's not necessarily that the pick that you get from Trick McDuffie automatically has to go into the defensive line room. It's just that it increases your assets that you have to go into the offseason to attack multiple different ways compared to what would be a Trent McDuffie extension. The other portion and part of this is that McDuffie has to play in the slot. We just got to put him in the slot. We can't keep doing the song and dance. I don't know if it's McDuffie wanting to play outside because he wants this payday. I don't know if they're just foreboding to being able to do it. Put him inside because that's where he's awesome. Put him there, leave him there, Noel outside, and then you only need one more corner.
And that's the thing. You can play outside based off certain matchups. Nobody's saying he can't play outside at all, but his best part of his game is playing in the slot. That's been his best season statistically.
Primary nickel says he should be sliding.
That's his best time. Now you can play outside based on matchups and based on parts of the game. Yeah, you're going to line up outside at times.
Yeah,
but primary most of your snaps that's where he's best. That's when he's the best. Trent McDuffie is in the slot. And I want you to be at your best, like we just said earlier, country, putting a player in the best position to succeed. Trent's best position for this defense is being in the slot. It allows everyone else to maneuver around because we know the middle of the field is where all the money is made anyway. All the explosive plays and the guys moving chains and first down, that's in the middle of the field. And we got exposed in that a lot by having guys like Shamari Connor playing out of position. That needs to be a Trent position. But you need to have corners outside that you trust. And Knowles, I think Noel has gained that trust over the season. It's annoying how Spags uses the rookies in their snaps. But I think from what we saw last night and really the duration of the season, Noel Williams has proven to you he can be a starting outside corner in this league. So I'm not worried about that position going forward. The biggest thing for is this D-line room. We have to get to the quarterback, bro. It's non-negotiable at this point. We couldn't get a sack.
We're talking a lot of off-season things.
Jones, wait, real quick, country. Jones, if he's not willing to play the type of Will Anderson pass rusher,
Taylor, by the way.
If he needs less say so and he doesn't accept it, then he needs to go. Then we're getting to the point where he needs to go the same way on the offensive side. If Andy Reid doesn't change things from the schematic perspective, then Andy Reid needs to go. That's the reality of this situation.
Taylor, that George shit.
This is your opportunity. This is your wake-up call to change the way that you're doing things. And if you don't, then your job is on the line.
And D-Mac was going to say that D-Mac was said what I was going to say right there in regards to what his Spags doesn't play no type of defense is, and he has to go. Simple as that. At the end of the day, this is unacceptable as far as the pass rush. Like, we haven't had the pass rush this bad in quite some time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, but like, I'm not saying I'll trading Trent is like an immediate thing. It just depends on
it's an option,
draft and all the other stuff, bro. And let's not act like Brett Veach can't draft corners. Like,
that's his best position. He does draft.
Like he's been drafting that pretty well since he's got here. So
you got you another starter, Noel Williams. That's another starter. So.
Right, because if we do have to trade Trent, I'm not worried because I know Brett Veach's gonna find another stud in the draft.
So, all right, so let's ask this question. We talked about a lot of offseason. How do you handle the remaining 4 games of the season?
Play Jeffrey Boston.
Ooh, yeah. Please. Let's talk about this. Now, again, I want to preface this by saying all of these, most of them probably will not happen. I do want to be very clear about that because, obviously this is just my ideal world in which Esapole would have been the starting left tackle regardless of what happened with Wanye Morris. He never would have been out there starting.
That's a fact.
But I'm just going to say that just as a disclaimer before I do go through this. But my personal opinion, Noel Williams needs to be a starting corner. You can say you're starting nickel, whatever. He needs to be out there on a consistent basis for the majority of these snaps. Obviously, Jaden Hicks would be the starting safety moving forward, whether it's over Mike Edwards or Shamari Connor. I'm good on that. It just doesn't need to happen anymore as far as putting those guys out there. You need Jaden Hicks to be a part of this DB room moving forward. You need to evaluate him, and you need to allow him to make those mistakes so that you can move on as far as that aspect is concerned. I would play Hunter Norzad over Mike Caliendo. I'm good on Mike Caliendo starting. I don't if Trey Smith misses any more games.
Yeah, Trey don't come back. Yeah,
I'm good on that. I would.
Would you even bring Trey back?
No, well,
I would,
If
but
he's
you,
healthy, I would bring him
if
back.
he's healthy,
Hell
he's
yeah.
healthy.
How
If he's
much would
hurt,
you
I don't
pay
care.
him?
I
If
wouldn't
he's hurt,
rush him
just him.
back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rush him
What
back.
you
But
say?
if
What
he's
is his paycheck?
I wouldn't rush him back. But if he's healthy, I'm
I'm
bringing
not
him back.
rushing him back neither.
Jeffrey Bassett would get at the very
All
least
Drew Tranquil
all
snaps,
the
please.
dime linebacker snaps. He would ideally replace Drew, but I know that's not going to happen. But at the very least, I would
Another
give him dime
miss.
linebacker snaps because we need to see him in that role as well. I would get Jalen Wills into the wide receiver rotation. I would get Jared Wiley into the tight end rotation, and Brashard Smith, in my opinion, would be the third down running back.
Yeah, man. Because like Shamari Connor playing 100% of snap stuff, that's gotta go, man. Like,
It's just that.
Kevin, I'm about to block your ass,
It's-
Kevin.
Kevin's
Man,
about to
forget
kick
all-
you out the chat. You
no,
can't
man, forget what Kevin's talking about. Just ignore it. Anyway,
Yeah, sir.
Shamari Connor, he's always good. He's always
Good that I
good for
can't.
2 bad plays per game. He is always good for 2 bad plays per game. Because last night
Explosive
you
plays
saw
like that.
he ran to his own guy once again that led to a big play in the Texas passing game.
He was cooked on that
Like-
Christian Kirk corner too.
like I'm
CJ
sick
just
of it, bro.
overthrew it.
I'm sick of it, dog. I'm
Amari
really
Cook,
sick
bro,
of it.
he got to get off the field, gang. We've been on that, bro.
Like-
That's why
like
this
Spags.
offseason, I swear to God, Spags, if I see 27 out there next year, I'm gonna come for you, bro. I'm gonna lose it.
You gonna see him?
Just have him be a blitz specialist. Just put him in there.
Bro, he
just
don't
to
need to
blitz.
be in coverage, bro.
Nothing
You
else.
can't do
Nothing
it.
else.
And that's okay. It's okay to admit when guys have weaknesses, bro. Jamari Connor don't need to be in coverage. What's wrong with that?
But if he can't be in coverage, then he shouldn't be on the field.
That's what I just said. Stop
He
putting them
shouldn't-
out there.
He should have be an NFL player then.
Bruh, it's okay to know when you messed up. Just say, hey, bro, every player not a hit, every player not a miss either. It's okay to know when you made a mistake, bro. Shamari is a mistake. It is what it is, bro.
All right, Bug. What would you like to see for the rest of the season? Anything?
Yeah, I'm definitely cool with Brashard playing a little bit more running back.
A
Period.
lot more.
Just to see if he could be a every down back. Not even every down, but if he could be more of a
2/3 down.
Yeah,
How does
I'm
man
cool
get a
with that.
7-yard carry and not touch the ball the rest of the game? What's up with
Yeah,
that?
it's crazy. I'm about done with the Noah Gray. I'm with the Jared Wiley. I'm with that. Bossa, of course, I'm with that. Noah Williams, I'm with that. Of course, Jalen Royal, yeah, I'm with that too. Yeah, I'm with about all those, man. I mean, we ain't got nothing to lose now. You might as well see what they got.
I agree.
It is what it is. We retool,
You
we regroup.
You at the end of your rope now. You might as well play him.
Retool,
Yeah.
regroup.
What's up with it, Trey?
What's up?
Lemonade, Trey.
Lemonade.
What's happening, bro?
What up, man? I've been working all day trying to get my voice back.
Oh, okay.
You was on that lemonade this morning, bro.
Nah, I was. We was outside last night.
Yeah.
Now we about to be inside for the rest of the season. So, relock, retool, give me Jeremiah Love. Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah. So, give me some of your thoughts on the game last night, bro. From your opinion.
Oh, Trey, you want state champ?
Yeah,
Lee Summit. Shout out to Lee Summit. Lee Summit High.
yeah. Man, at this point, I don't. You can tell me you can beat me with CJ beating us with his arm. You can tell me that. Sure, maybe Woody Marks might have gotten off, but to sit over there and tell me that, or even Nico Collins, we lost primarily because we kept dropping the ball in critical situations. We continuously dropped the ball in very critical situations, and it pissed me off.
AGE.
We like I love
I
Foe.
hated that nickname from the get-go.
Yeah,
No,
I
we
love.
know.
I love.
We
I
know
ain't
you
gonna
did
lie.
not like it.
I love Rasheed. Yeah, I was way back. I was like, why the fuck is EGE, bro? Like, we ain't no gang or nothing. We just a group of wide receivers, bro. We're trying so much to be Legion of Zoom that like we just need to be us. Rasheed.
Everything don't need a nickname, man.
Exactly, bro. Rasheed.
Or acronym.
Right. Rasheed back-to-back weeks where we needed him in crucial drives where he just drops the ball, ironically, middle of the field. Noah dropped 2 of them. I don't know how in the world he dropped the first one. It was just right there and you dropped it. Kareem, you're wide open in the flat. That's pretty much a walk-in touchdown. You dropped
I
that.
don't know if it was a first down. I don't know if it was
It
a
was by
touchdown, but
far.
it definitely
It
was
would
a
have been
first
first
down.
and goal from at least the 5. Uh,
That
it
one hurt.
was Kelsey, bro, like Trav. I'm not gonna sit on here and shit on Trav like other people probably have done. I haven't really been on Twitter like that much. Like Trav dropping that one, I didn't see his facial expression when I was there, but I saw somebody show it on social media, and I can tell he was beat up. But I mean, like Trav, he knew those situations. You got to catch the ball. Um, Granted, CJ made some good plays, especially stiff arming off of CJ on a crucial third down. But I mean, for the most part, we got to start seeing CJ being dominant one-on-one, and I mean that's the situation of it. I'm glad that CJ gave people that reminder of he can still whoop your ass one-on-one, and this is why I tell people all the time, like in one-on-one situations, Chris is going to be able to do what he got to do. We saw that in the second half.
Goes back to coaching.
It just comes down to it. We really need a running back and we really need an edge. And it really sucks that Omar Norman Lott is out for the year because I think that especially if yes, Worthy had some very crucial plays. I think that especially he had a comebacker. He was putting, I don't know who he was matched up on, but he was beating him when it came to Mahomes extending plays. Like he stopped on a dime, came back. So for anybody who thinks he doesn't have a route tree, he has a route tree. He can do a lot more than just be a downhill player. It's heartbreaking because of the fact that you know that you were in it for the entire game. You know that your defense did exactly what they did. Offense is continuously still being stagnant. I'm not gonna be on what Chuck is on talking about fire Nagy, but I mean, sure, if you need to go out and potentially say, hey, tell Nagy go take another position and go see what you can go look at for an offensive coordinator position, by all means. But it's just like at this point, I need a running back for sure. I need an edge for sure. I would like, we got to see what Noel Williams looked like, which he did. He did a good job filling in for Trent. So this is another one of those, he did well, but at what cost? I really want to see Noel and Trent on the same field and see what we can do with that. And then I would like to just get depth pieces. I mean, I want to see Boss at this point. I want to see more Jaden Hicks at this point. I want to see more. I'm with y'all on the whole Brashard Smith. I want to see more Brashard Smith at this point. I just want to see a lot more of the younger guys now. It's just at this point, like we're not out of the playoff race, but I hate being in the spots where we have to depend on, like for instance, people probably rooting for the Eagles, like Chiefs fans rooting for the Eagles right now.
I
Like
ain't rooting for
I
nobody.
don't like feeling. I hate this feeling of having to depend on somebody else to make the playoffs. Is you win the games that you are scheduled and you're assigned, and if you cannot win those games, you do not deserve to be in the playoffs. Case in point.
Get off the
I'm
timeline.
And that's
hey,
just kind of
I'm gonna
where
It's
we
stop
bad.
you
stand at.
right there, bro. We
Get
are
off that
not
timeline.
losing franchises. We do not root for
Country, I
other
don't know. I can't
franchises
hear you, gang.
to win.
I cannot
What?
hear you, bro.
Get off that timeline, brother.
Oh, I can't hear nobody. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, we are not a loser franchise. I'm not rooting or actively wishing for you to win. So we could I'm not doing none of that. We should have did what we did when we had the chance.
There we go. I
Um,
cannot hear you.
okay. I'm gonna say this, bro. This is a PSA. This is my thoughts alone, not reflective of anybody on Kingdom Cast.
And it might be more. Who knows?
I love you to death, Travis. I love you to death. Please do not get on. Don't do the podcast this week, bro. Let Jason handle it.
Man, he
Let
ain't gonna listen to you,
let
man.
Man,
Clarissa
I thought you
Shields
was
handle it,
Gonna
bro.
do this
Let
thing,
Why?
bro.
Why?
man, I thought you were
Why?
gonna say something
And,
different.
and
your mama be on the podcast. Please don't do the
why?
podcast this
Why
week,
do you?
bro.
Why do you care? What does it matter?
Because I ain't even gonna watch it, D-Mac. This is the problem. I'm not
I
gonna even
have.
watch it. But I
I'm
know he's
not.
gonna get on there and apologize and he's gonna cry and I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it.
I'll
I don't
be.
want to hear about it.
I'll be honest.
Don't do it. Not
I
this week.
haven't. I haven't. I haven't ever been a real
I'm not
consistent
over it,
watcher of New
bro.
Heights.
Over it.
Said,
I've
"Don't get
only
on that
tuned
goddamn
into certain
podcast."
episodes that I wanted to see. But like, I'm good on Andy Reid's press conferences. I don't need to hear any of that. I don't need to see Rasheed Rice's YouTube. I don't need to see Charles Mendy's YouTube channel. I don't need to see Sky Moore's YouTube
Then D
channel.
might block all the
I don't need to.
Guy,
I don't need to see
why-
new. I don't need to see new heights. I'm good on it. I don't. I,
D
and
makes
I,
I
I
don't wanna
really,
see
I
none
I
of
really
said this
don't.
3 weeks ago.
I really don't want to see the next franchise episode. I guess we're gonna get another Winchester short film, which we got a Caliendo last week. I'm good. The words
D
don't
makes I
matter.
don't want to see none of that.
Yeah,
shit.
I'm good with the extra stuff,
Winchester
bro.
short
That's
I'm
what
good
it
with
is, man. I
We
don't
featured
care.
James Winchester, the long snapper. We featured a long snapper on the franchise.
We
man?
featured
Damn, Chuck, why you
Caliendo last
disrespecting
week
the
for
long
the last
snapper?
episode.
Oh
Dang,
Lord.
Chuck, you don't like your
He's
long
the longest tenured player in the
look,
line.
Chuck, you a hater. Listen, you
No,
some haters, bro.
no,
That's
no.
what it is,
Listen,
bro.
listen. Winchester's a cool dude, man. I actually met that dude. At
He
camp.
is a great dude.
But come on, man. We featured a long
Yeah.
snapper.
Y'all
now.
better
Yeah,
I never
respect
know
James
that.
so
Winchester.
fast.
Y'all want to know something? Y'all want to
Hey,
know?
bro, it's called a down year. Nobody likes down years,
Yeah,
Trey. They fucking suck. Of
No,
course,
they do.
it
Well,
happens.
y'all-
that's why
It
I don't need
happens.
it. I don't
It
need to
is
hear
what
him
it
talk
is.
about it. I need him to see him be about it.
Well,
Y'all
let's
wanna
just
know
Yeah, I
sit
don't.
back and
I don't
relax.
something crazy, right? I
It
was
is
sitting
what
in
it is.
section. I was
And
sitting in
what-
section 336. I'm watching the game, right? And I'm about to think about Bucker because y'all was talking about Winchester. Nigga, I watched Bucker like warm up before the field goal. I told myself he's about to miss this hole. And sure enough, he made it off the
That-
right upright, bro.
That thank you for bringing it up. Dave Tobe needs to be fired. Harrison Bucker, you're the highest paid kicker in the league, and you're tied for most kicks in the league.
Time for most.
If it was me, I would cut Harrison Bucker. I know they're not going to after one.
Yeah, you
season.
tripping. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do
I
that.
would cut him.
Yeah, they
What's
just
the-
paid
I
him.
wouldn't
man.
do that.
Why am I
They
paying a
just
kicker?
D
that
Mac
makes
I'd
said you
rather
could
cut the
find a
coach
new
than cut
kicker.
him.
Wait. Time out.
D Mac said you could find a new kicker.
Why am
I would fire. I would fire Dave Tobe before I got rid of
I
Harrison
agree.
Bucker.
I would fire Dave Tobe too. Why am I paying the kicker to miss that many kicks?
Oh god.
Why am I paying the kicker to miss
That's
that
a
many
fact, TJ. We got to
That's
regroup. We got to
Yeah,
regroup,
dog.
TJ. Stay locked in. Don't give up. Stay locked in mentally.
I'm
Why
also
would I
paying
do
the
that?
Don't
coach
let
to
them
coach
fuck
him
with
up.
you, bro.
Some
been to 5 Super Bowls.
And
TJ, I
then,
agree.
then
I agree.
this is
5
this
Super
is
Bowl
why.
teams.
Hold on.
I agree. Dave
Hold
Tobe
on.
needs to be
I'm gonna tell
fired.
you exactly why I'm not cutting Harrison Bucker.
Go ahead.
Because Dave Tobe, old ass himself, said he don't need me. He can just practice it in practice, and he'll get it right. Then why do I need you, Dave Tobe?
That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
need you.
Dave, get the heck up out of here.
Anybody can do
You're
what you
telling
do.
me.
Well,
Right.
if he's doing it by himself, he ain't get it right. So I'm cutting him and I'm firing Dave Tobe.
You
Get rid of both
telling
of them.
me that
I like Bucker more than that. I know he got his outside.
Why? What has he done as a kicker to earn that?
He made the longest field goal in Super Bowl history. He's made very clutch kicks over the years.
He's a kicker.
I know that's what he's
They're a
supposed
dime
to
a
do.
dozen. Why am I paying you the most in the league at the third least
Brandon,
valuable position?
right
Why?
now, Brandon, I'm reading.
It
In
makes
this
no sense.
offense, the kicker's very.
I ain't about to blame the win. I'm sorry. I ain't about to
That's
blame
the
I'm
the
not.
problem.
No, it wasn't no way.
I feel you.
It's a waste of money. In
Was
my
it windy out there, Trey?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ain't
My
about to
bad.
blame no win. Hell no. I ain't
It
I
blaming
think he
wasn't no
overcompensated.
I could have gone and signed Harrison Beavis off the street, bro. I'm good. I'm good on Harrison.
And
Beavis.
he's
Not the picker kicker.
Man, I'd
Not
rather
the
fire
picker
Dave
kicker.
Tobe.
He's
I'm
Get
kicking
good.
Dave
better.
Tobe out
Good.
here.
He is. He's kicking better right
Get
now.
Dave Tobe and this assistant head coaching job out of here. Get him
when
out
you
of
have
here.
a Hall of Fame resume like Andy Reid, when you have a Hall of Fame resume like Steve Spagnuolo, then you get the opportunities to fix it. When you have a Hall of Fame resume like Travis Kelce, then you get the chance to come back this season and be a better player. Harrison Bucker ain't done shit for me to make sure that he needs to come back here next year. Not for the highest paid kicker in the league money. Hell no. He can go.
You heard him say, "Watch the win." You got a great
Bro, it
TV.
was
I did not
great.
hear
You
that
gotta
one.
know.
Yeah,
Going
you
into
got
I'm
that
not
surround
saying you
sound
lied. I just didn't hear
turned
that
up.
one. I don't know.
You got that surround sound turned up.
We not allowed to blame anybody else but ourselves. You know, this
Bro,
is Chiefs Kingdom.
I just
Because again, we got holes with these calls again, and I'm not saying that's the reason we lost. But we got holes with these calls again. I don't know what's going on with these refs this year.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
NFL
not
refereeing
going
is
to
bad,
time.
and that the holding call and no
I didn't
wins
say I was
didn't
blaming the
exist.
ref, bro. I just said
I know.
you got-
I know. I'm not going there this time, bro. Like we had horrible
I mean,
execution
you
throughout
go
the
there a
entire
little
game,
bit.
bro.
They clearly missed some calls.
Yeah,
We had horrible
missed the calls, but
execution, bro.
we were just terrible. And
I
this
just-
is the I want to say this before
Both
I
things are
leave.
true. We
I
said that the
want to
last
say
3
this.
weeks.
I want to say this because I do have to leave. I don't like the talk from certain people are saying Chiefs shot themselves in the foot. Chiefs are the reason that they lost this game. It was the Texans are a better team than us. We got to acknowledge that, man. They're
I don't know,
better.
bro.
They're
Nah, they
better.
are country.
They're
They
better
are.
in the
They are the
trenches.
best
No, I don't
defense
think
in
so.
national
I
They're
football
think they
better
league.
got
in
a
the
better
They
trenches.
are the
defense.
best defense in the national
Do
football
they
league.
not have?
Okay, but it's two
What do you
sides
mean?
of the ball. It's three sides of the ball.
I get
Yeah,
that, but what
yes,
wins
sir.
championships,
They
country?
had the
What wins
advantage in the
championships?
trenches on both sides of the ball.
They'll be gone in the first round of the playoffs.
I don't
I'm
agree
just,
with
I'm
that.
just
I
saying
think
in
that their
general. What
defense
wins
can carry them through.
championships?
But country, last night, did they not have the trench advantage on both sides of the ball? Yes or no?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so
All
did they
right,
not
then.
have?
That's how you win and lose football
Okay,
games.
but they was better last night.
Because
I don't think they're a better
country
team.
was their secondary not better than
I
our
think if
weapons
we would have been completely healthy, I think we would have won again.
country. Well, yeah, but you don't play football in December completely healthy. That's not how that works. Country.
Okay, but the fact that we hung with them
But
at 70%, that doesn't
Country,
make them a
answer the
better
question,
team.
bro. Answer the
I just
question,
answered the
dude.
question.
No, you're not. You keep
What?
avoiding the question, dog.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are, bro. You giving us all these hypotheticals.
country,
and
do
stuff.
we
I
have
didn't give you
these
no
because
hypothetical. I said I think Kansas City is a better team at full strength.
country, do we have these because we hang with teams or because we win games? I don't give a fuck if we hang with the Titans. I mean,
I'm saying at the point of last night when they were missing 3 offensive linemen. Yeah.
I don't care if they hung with them. They lost by double digits because they're the worst team on the field.
Bro, Texas had injuries too, dog. We're not even about to go there with that, bro.
Okay. See, we can't blame anything. Okay.
The
All
Texans
right.
are
That's
going to
okay.
the playoffs.
Listen,
No,
I think if you line that game up again, I think
country.
if you line that game up again, I think Kansas City can win.
No, but Can is not the point. Can is actually very.
That's all you can go through until you play the game.
Country. Can is it very specifically not the point.
I think they can beat the. I think they can beat the Texans.
Can for 13 weeks that they can win these games. Guess what? At a certain point, you are what your record says you are. Team is not better than the Texans because they got beat by the Texans yesterday. That was proven on the field yesterday. They had the trench advantage on defense. They had the trench advantage on offense. Their secondary was better than our weapons.
Yeah, their quarterback
was
was
game plan than us.
Running back wasn't good.
You said their quarterback was worse.
We got one wide receiver.
Yesterday.
I need to acknowledge my
What you talking about?
I need to acknowledge
Stroud, come on, bro. That whole third quarter, he was trash. Come on.
I need to
Stop.
Yeah, we finally did something in the third quarter.
He finally my ass. He was trash, bro.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that Mahomes was better than CJ Stroud, but it doesn't matter because the team around him is worse.
It was about equal.
Here's my
The
thing.
team, the Kansas City Chiefs are worse. The Kansas City Chiefs are worse than the Houston Texans. I'm burying our head in the sand and saying, if whatever the what woulda, coulda, shoulda.
I'm saying if they line up, no. I can't say I think they can beat the Texans. If you line it up again, I think they can beat the Texans.
Can doesn't matter though. We're past the point.
It does if they haven't played. What do you mean?
We were past the point.
I think they can beat the Texans.
Country. We were
what's the proper English phrase for saying it?
When they win,
I think if they played again, they would win.
Country, when they went on the road and lost to the Broncos, we were past the point of
what they got to do with the Texans.
But that's my point. We're too far into the season to keep saying what you can do. It's what you had to do. You had to do this weeks ago. You haven't done it.
I gotta put some.
You're a worse team than the Texans. It's time to accept that. And it's time to change why you are.
I ain't gonna accept that one. Y'all can.
I think that's fine. You can live in denial in that case, but they need to accept it and change.
Denial, delusion. I'm living there. I don't think
I had this
good.
argument with DG earlier today.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
They got to accept it because if you don't accept it, then nothing's gonna change. And then I'm gonna be right back here next December saying, "Hey,
I've been calling for change for the last 5 weeks."
And
so have you, to be honest. So have you. But I've been calling for change all week. We got to be honest about this. They're not that good of a team. We got to be honest about that. We can't keep saying the can. I think if you line it up again, I think the Chiefs could win. What's wrong with saying that? Hold on. Trey, you was asleep.
Trey was asleep. Trey was like
I'm
this.
watching the game right now.
Trey was asleep. Crazy. But I want to go to this comment. I want to go to this comment by Amaya. I can read y'all Stroud and Mahomes stats right here. CJ Stroud was 15 of 31 for 203, 1 touchdown. Mahomes was 14 of 33, 160 yards, 3 interceptions. Now I'm not saying all his interceptions was his fault, but at the end of the day, them stats are pretty identical to me. If you just look
I
at
mean, I
yards,
think Mahomes was clearly better. The reason why I say that is because it was obvious that the weapons were letting him down, and he was under more
he
pressure
got
than
some drops.
TJ Watt was.
He had some drops. Yeah,
But that's
Texas
the
got some
point.
drops too, though.
You can't just casually throw that out, man. Like, oh, really?
Texas got some drops too, though.
Mahomes can't save this team, bro.
Who dropped the ball?
Hold on, but the
Mahomes
thing
can't
about
save this
this,
team. We can't rely upon Mahomes saving this team.
I remember Nico dropping the pass.
I'm sorry. I can't just.
I remember Jalen Noel dropping the pass.
I can't, bro. I don't know. Texans didn't
really wasn't even a factor.
really do that for me.
I'm not saying
Trey,
he wasn't
if your
back.
ass going to
I'm
sleep,
just saying
bro,
he
get
dropped the
off the
ball
thing,
too.
man.
I'm not asleep. But here's my biggest thing, because I was watching this game. Mahomes was putting us in better positions. Outside of that fuck you, that outside of that fuck you, he was out doing it. Who said something? Hold on. We looking with the that's
What happened?
what I did. CJ
CJ's stupid, man.
Oh god, that was funny.
Chris, shut up. Chris, shut up.
Oh god.
We had a lot of drops. I agree, but
dude, shut up.
CJ childish, man.
Hey, bro, that shit was funny.
I need to do this right now. Outside,
Black
bro.
Power Trey.
hey, stay focused, man.
I can't right now.
See, DG done left now. DG done left now. Can't
No,
stay.
I took him off because he wasn't on there.
Oh,
Is the
okay.
camera on now?
I gotta understand this.
Hey man, all in all, bro,
I think
we got to get better,
audio,
bro.
right?
There's improvements we got to make,
Okay.
and in the real coaches
Yeah,
and real players,
I wasn't trying to be on cam.
it's okay to make mistakes, bro.
No,
I'm not
you
mad
talking
about
about
that.
somebody who need to go to bed. He need to go to bed. Don't
You need to go to bed. The part that makes me mad about any team, whether it be a player, coach, GM, whatever level you are in the organization, you have to be willing to look in the mirror and admit when you're wrong. It's okay to be wrong, bro. Everybody makes mistakes. You're not going to go through a 10-year stretch and be perfect. You're going to fuck up, country. I don't care that you messed up. I care about, are you willing to man up and say I was wrong and fix it? That's the only thing I care about. I don't care about you making a mistake. You missed on a player. I don't care. Everybody messes on players. No, not you, just in general.
Oh, I was about to say, they call me Mr. Fix It. Like,
I'm just saying.
That's what I CJ, that's what I don't understand. People be like,
I know.
You
Hey,
a
I know.
homer, bro. You two this. And I'm the one that was screaming, fix it 5 years ago.
But see, that's the thing. Now that we know where we stand, what are we going to do about it between now and the draft? What do you
here's the question. Here's the question right here.
Now?
When have you ever seen Veach go into the offseason with a glaring need and it not be fixed?
We have always fixed it, but the issue
it's our biggest need. He usually attacks it full on.
Unfortunately,
somebody gonna say the running back.
Okay, here's the important thing.
Well, whatever the top need that is.
I didn't. The running back room is for me. The thing for me is this: defensive line, in my opinion, was a glaring need going into last offseason. The thing about it is, they tried to fix it. He addressed it, in my opinion. Spags was limiting in the players that they targeted and then what they did with those players afterwards. So I think that's the thing about it. I do think that Veach is going to be aggressive in attacking it, but if they don't make the proper changes at the coaching staff level, then it's not going to matter. So that's the thing for me.
Veach might have to let his nuts swing this year.
Here's the thing.
Well, Andy Reid has to
here you go. Make it work.
And Andy Reid has to empower him too.
We're going to have a lot of movement this offseason. Hollywood's going to be gone, I believe.
We knew that.
Yeah. Wanye is going to be gone. Wanye is gone. Juwan is
Wanye ain't going to play next.
Yeah. A lot of people are going to be leaving. Pacheco's going to be gone. We might bring Kareem back on another 1-year deal. Who knows? But I mean, at this current point in time, we're going to be having a lot of people who are going to be leaving. And it's like now, I mean, Trav, his decision is going to be having to be made here in a second. Like we're going to be in a very big spot to where there's going to be a lot of things happening. A lot of movement is going to be happening. A lot of roster movement is going to happen. We're going to have to address some certain positions. I mean, we're clearly not going to bring back Felix. This is going to be a big spot to where we're going to have to get a lot younger, and there's going to be a lot of glaring holes that we have to fill. So I'm like, at this point, I'm cool with not making the playoffs. I'm cool with not making the playoffs. I'm cool with us just saying, hey, just give us your best, throw out some young guys, see if we can get these young guys to
That
see what
is
down the line.
such a crazy mentality, dog.
That
I'm
really is because who said we're an old team? We're a top 10 youngest team in the league, bro.
No, I'm not. I'm saying no. What I'm saying is all we're having older players going to leave too. Trav and Juwan are two of our top older players. They're probably I don't know what's the future of those going to look like. But I mean, at this current point in time, I'm cool with taking a back gear and building up. We just got to relock and retool. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so DG, getting here, man. Give us your thoughts on last night's game, bro.
DG is fed up with
Yeah.
y'all.
I don't, like I said earlier in our space, I don't buy into the whole this is a bad team. I I think, have they played poorly? Yes.
For
Um
the record, I did not say that they're a bad team. I
no,
think I
not I'm not,
recognized
and
that.
I'm not singling you out, D Mac, or anything like that. I don't want
Generally
you to think
speaking.
I'm
Yeah.
generally speaking, yes. I've seen people say this is a bad team. Um Not just, I don't buy into that just for the simple fact that I I've seen them in games this year do things when done correctly and be able to execute at a very high level. Now, they haven't done that. mm, they haven't done that in a couple weeks now. It's been pretty bad. Um, I still think that they have that somewhere inside of them, especially down the stretch now. Here's with 4 games left. I would love to see that come back, But if it doesn't, then it doesn't. You know. Last night, do I think the Texans were a better team? No, but at the same time, do I think they took advantage of the mistakes that you made? Yeah, of course, and that's what good teams do. I think the
But
Texans are a good
isn't that
team.
what the better team does? I'm sorry, did I don't. I'm sorry.
No, we just it's one of those points, like, I feel like we're arguing semantics, bro. Like,
Yeah, I
I
guess to an extent, but we for so long about the Chiefs that when during specifically during this dynasty, haven't we always said the Chiefs have always been the team that if you make a mistake versus they make them pay, and that's what's made
yes,
us the better team over the course of this time.
yes.
Teams
But
doing
I
that to
also
us makes us the worst team, in my
I
opinion.
I also think over this span that you've had all the success, you beat a lot of good teams, bro. A lot of good
Yeah,
teams have
yeah,
come into
yeah.
Arrowhead,
I agree with that.
and you have just
Yeah,
and not saying that they couldn't beat you or anything like that, but they were, on that day you took advantage of their mistakes. You
yeah.
know, do I think that they're bad teams because of that? No.
No,
You know, so that's my only standpoint on it, is like, I don't think this is a bad team. Are they playing poorly? Yes. But can they change that course over these next 4 games? Yes. I don't see why people can't see that. But and all maybe that's just me. Maybe that's how I see it or whatever. And I'm not disagreeing with nobody that, if you don't see it, if you see it differently from me. Last night, I think the game essentially came down to one really big decision, and Andy Reid screwed you. I'm sorry, that game last night, you needed to win that game last night, 13-10. If that's the way it was gonna go, that's the way it's gonna go. I don't care how the wins look at this point. Just win the games. I'm not in it for the style points no more. You know, punt the ball away. You were on your own 31. The defense was playing well. Punt the ball away and give them the opportunity to help you win the game. That to me, so, like, if I was a defensive player today, I'd be pissed off because you gave us no chance and opportunity to try to finish that game for you when we were playing well. This season has been like a back and forth type of thing. The offense plays well one week, and then the defense takes a day off, and then the defense plays well, and the offense takes a day off. Like, last night was
Special
the
teams
chance
never
and
shows up.
opportunity, especially playing against that Texans defense, where that was a defensive fight. Just continue to go where you were going with it, you know, and hope at the end that you get the ball back and hope that 15 can take you down the field and at least get you in the field goal range to win that ball game. So ultimately, like I said earlier this morning, I put a lot of the blame this morning on Andy Reid. It was his fault. Your decision making was tragic, bro. You cannot do that. You cannot put this team in that kind of position when their backs are against the wall. You know, and that defense last night, I don't care what anybody says. Our defense did everything in their power, especially in that second half, to make sure we won that game. And you just pissed it all away with trying to be aggressive. And then you come onto your presser this morning talking about, I know people don't want to hear this, but if I if
You
I
watched
if I
that?
was out there, I would make that decision again. Why? Why? How can you
Same play
say
and all.
that?
Same play and all.
Like, how can you say that when it clearly didn't work the first time, and then you go back to this whole point of people calling you not aggressive on fourth downs and stuff like that when you won't even do it on the opposing side of the field. If we were on their 31, then yeah, I get it. I understand it. You know, but we weren't even on that side of the field. You won't even do it on that side of the field. So why are you doing it on ours? You know,
I got,
it was coaching malpractice last night.
I got
Very
a
much
quick
so.
question before I go because I got to go pick up my son.
Right.
Um, do you think this team resents last year of the one score games and hanging on for dear life and playing that defensive struggle? Do you think they're trying to prove people wrong this year?
I I think
Prove
No,
this
people wrong as
year's
far as what?
no.
I
Of
think
everybody saying that was boring, it wasn't exciting, it wasn't.
No,
That's not the
no,
no.
Chiefs we used
I
to.
I
no.
think
Uh,
this year's team is not doing what they did last year. Last year they did the little things that were necessary to win those games. They made
Yep.
the plays in those games to win those games. I don't know where we get off on these. I don't know why people want to watch these games like it's college football, bro. The style points don't matter in the NFL. Did you win or lose? That's the only thing that matters. Is the only thing anybody's gonna care about at the end of the season on February 8th. Did you win or lose? You
That boy
know,
sounded like
nobody's
me.
gonna care if you won by 20 points, 30 points, whatever. You know, it is what it is.
You sound like me, DG.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that it has anything to do with last year. I think that they're simply not getting the job done when it matters most.
yeah. So I know we got to close here. I know you guys gotta get up out of here.
Yeah.
Um, unfortunately, actually, well, let's DG just cut out. But all right,
Yeah, my
so
bad. I couldn't hear y'all no more.
oh, okay. So I was wondering why you got.
Yeah.
I was wondering what
I'm
happened to you
sorry.
guys.
I'm gonna be against this,
Okay.
bruh. If Rasheed makes that catch, ain't nobody talking about this. Nobody's talking about this play. If Rasheed makes that catch, ain't nobody talking about this. They gonna say Andy had a whole bunch of cojones. Don't do it again, but I'm glad it worked out. Sure, did it not work out?
Fair
Fine.
point.
No,
Right.
nobody ever talking about it. If Rasheed would have caught the ball, am I sitting over here saying that it's strictly on Rasheed? No, but I mean at this current point in time, I I love our defense. I love how they played. I'm not bringing them out after less than a minute of rest.
Did
They
I
did
ban
not.
that?
They, bro, Chris was huffing and puffing. He went a couple drives and he was not on the and they limited him
Hey,
to
country.
third down because he
I
was
know I
tired.
accidentally banned. No, my bad. I pushed the wrong button.
He was tired.
My bad, Scratch.
I understand. I understand flipping the field, mate. But it was gonna be a point in time when Shamari Connor was getting burnt by Christian Kirk.
But
30-something-year-old
that's the
Christian
bro.
Kirk
We
was
don't know.
putting
We don't know
Shamari.
that. We don't
He would have
that
got burned by
you're
Captain
playing.
Kirk
You're
last
playing
night.
hypotheticals at this
He was
point.
getting burnt, and it was only a matter of time before CJ would have gotten him,
Oh my
gotten that
gosh,
effect.
you're
DJ is disgusted.
bro. You're playing
So
hypotheticals.
either way, seeing how our offense was doing it, do I think that it would have changed? Maybe. But seeing how stagnant the offense was, Kareem wasn't that much of an effect. He had 2 good runs, but for the most part, he was averaging 2 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Pacheco wasn't doing nothing. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff to address. At this point,
Yeah, it's gonna be a long off season. It's gonna be fun though.
we just
Yeah.
finished out the
Yeah,
season.
I did.
Preseason.
Man,
Can you hear me?
Weekend.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, yeah. I I
How you doing?
disagree, bro. I have to really
man,
disagree with Trey's point. You're playing with hypotheticals at that point.
Yeah, that
Um,
is what it is, bro.
that Texans offense hadn't proved to you all game that they could move the ball
We
down the
have not
field.
seen this team at all put in a full 60 minutes, bro. We have not seen our offense. We haven't seen our team look remotely close. The best we saw each other play was a few weeks ago against who was it that we were hanging and stuff. The Raiders. When we went like 2 out of 3 weeks and we beat the dog water out of the Raiders and we beat the dog water out of the Ravens, that was our best 2 weeks of football in Chiefs seasons. And
Yep.
it's sad, but we got a lot of stuff to address at this point in time.
Yep. Yeah, easy keep going in and out. But what I was about to say was I'm gonna ask you this before we get up out of here, guys. I know Rasheed had a rough game. It wasn't great, you know. I've been seeing stuff on the timeline in regards to Rasheed. Like there's questions now of can he be a true wide receiver one? And to me, I mean, everybody gonna have a bad game. You know what I'm saying? We just saw Trav have a bad game last night. It happens to the best of them. So I mean, are y'all still highly confident in Rasheed being a future wide receiver one here in KC?
Yes,
Yes.
if he's used correctly, he
Yeah.
has to be used correctly in that way. Um, Andy and them have to stop hampering him and Xavier and start using them as actual receivers. You seen last night when you actually give Xavier a real route, what he can do, especially against a good, I think a really good cornerback in this league in Kamari Lassiter. And shout out to that kid last night; he played phenomenally well. Um, but but you gotta give these guys, you gotta let them do what they do best, bro. Stop treating all these guys like, I understand Andy at one point in time you had Tyreek and he could do all those things, those kind of nuanced things for you, the gadget stuff, plus run the real receiver routes that you like or whatever. Not every player is like that. So put these guys in the position. If your offense calls for you to scheme them up, scheme them up. You know, instead of on crucial and critical downs, you got Rasheed chip blocking. That makes no sense, bro.
Yeah, and like, because the only reason I asked is because, man, I've been seeing a lot of Chiefs need to go get Cardinal Tate tweets on the timeline in regards to next year's draft. This not necessarily a wide receiver issue, bro. This is more of a coaching issue when it comes to the execution of the offense. 'Cause like you mentioned, DG, they be I don't know what they be doing to Xavier at times as far as like his route tree stuff, man. Um, and also Xavier been playing hurt most of the season. Like he's thugging it out. He being a soldier every week. Like he's not all the way there, but at the same time, you seen him in flashes where you let him do what he does best. He makes a big play for you. And like with Rasheed, man, this is a rough game, bro. This is a rough game overall. We didn't execute. And the Texans were the more physical team, bro. Like they defense is like that, bro. Like Jalen Petrie, like not the sirens out of Rasheed Rice. I hate to say it, but them boys was out there hitting, man.
I don't
I
know.
was,
I think that was a flag, me personally, but that's just me. Yeah, I might have it a different look, but until he makes a turn and he becomes more of a defensive player, I thought that should have been warranted a penalty at the head neck area, but that's just me. Um, I'm not gonna buy into that whole Rasheed is not the capabilities of a wide receiver one. It's back to back weeks where he's just dropped the ball in crucial situations. That's the only reason why people are really on Rasheed about that. Outside of that, you didn't hear them talk nothing crazy about Rasheed. They were really excited when he came back. When he came back, they were just like, "Oh my God, Easy E is back!" Oh, this." I'm not. I'm not gonna call it like number one. Cardinal Tate's not even going to be on the board when we get there. If we continue to go in this projectile, he's not even going to be there. But
So you going top 10?
he's definitely going top 10. I don't even know how to because it's not even just even if he's got the talent of top 10, you got too many teams who are in desperate need of finding somebody who can be a co number one or a really good number two alongside him. Washington and Washington and the Giants are two of the ones. So he's definitely going to be off the board anyway. But honestly, I have full confidence because I know what Rasheed can bring to this team. And I know, especially if he's able to be used in the matter of what he needs to be used as, Rasheed will definitely be back on the projectile of what he was last year. He would have been up for almost for 1,000 yards. Especially this season, I still would have thought that he would still be up for 1,000 yards because Trav is still up for 1,000 yards. It's just a matter of this. We were doing so much motion and not enough motion deep down the field. We did take a little bit more deeper passes, but the only time we took a deep shot was to Tyquan Thornton and Kamari Lassiter. Ironically, made another great play by ripping it out of him at this current point.
That boy was balling. He was
Yeah.
balling.
Kamari Lassiter. I knew him coming out of Georgia. I thought he was going to be one of those guys. But it's just again. It comes to a point in time, and I hate when people continuously do this. When it comes to Nagy, am I happy about Nagy's performances? No, but in my head, as the safer, I'm like, who would honestly come in and fill this out OC role? And can't nobody try and tell me it was EB because even when EB was here, we were still having offensive struggles.
Yeah, that's a fact, but it's the frequency of it for me,
It
bro.
it is, and that's the issue about it. It's like even then, are you gonna go get EB back after y'all didn't?
And
After y'all had,
Chicago would be stupid to let him go. The way
they're
they
not gonna let him go. They're
right.
not gonna go. You're not gonna be able. This isn't just if we bring one coach back, then everything's gonna be all okay. It's not guaranteed in this league.
I mean, bottom line, we screwed up with that one. I mean, we should have tried. We should have tried hard to keep him in the building, but it is what it is, bro.
Maybe,
Yeah,
but
yeah, what you have now.
I don't see the one issue I have, Chuck, is when I look on my timeline and I see people saying fire Andy Reid. I sit over there and my main number one question is, can nobody ever give me a good answer about, is who do you have that's going to replace Andy Reid? Like, who is going, if you fire Andy Reid today at 8:30, who are you going to replace Andy Reid with?
You want to know what's funny, Trey? Somebody suggested Joe Brady. I'm like, Joe. Like people have
Have
been
y'all
like,
not
what the
heard what Bills fans have been
All
saying?
right,
right, right,
y'all have a
right,
good night. Y'all
Like,
have a good night,
literally.
sir.
No, I literally asked this.
right.
I was on live. I was on a different platform. I was live, and somebody said fire Andy Reid, and I literally said, "Who you gonna have replace him? We need to go get a young, hungry coach. You saw what the Jaguars did with Liam Cohen. You know, Liam Cohen. Arizona Cardinal fans are pissed at Liam Cohen because he left
Yeah,
because he finagled him.
the Jags were also the same
I was terrible.
franchise that hired Urban Meyer.
They were the same franchise that took our DC Doug Peterson as their head coach.
Right. That was just funny to me, man. But at the end of the day, bro, like, look, as much as Andy Reid gets on my nerves at times, bro, he's still been one of the most consistent coaches in the National Football League of this past 10, 20 years. So, I
And that's the
mean,
other thing. There are 32 teams in this league, right, guys? We saying there's 32 teams. You take us out, 31 teams. I'm gonna tell you this: at least 29 of them. That's at the least. I'm taking out Philly, and I'm taking out Sean McVay.
mhm.
At least 29 would be calling for Andy Reid. As soon if we fired him at 8:30, people will be calling this phone at 8:31.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But yeah, bro. At the end of the day, man, coaching shakeup is needed. But I will say this, bro, before I get up out of here and go to the sponsor and end the show. Yesterday, I saw a pissed off Patrick Mahomes, rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? Nobody likes to lose, pissed off, all that. But my thing is this, Patrick, you gotta take some of this too, bro. You're part of the reason too, dog. Cause your play was a little down this year. I'm not blaming it all on you, but your play was a little down. I know you had some guys dropping balls on you. I know you was dealing with backup offensive linemen yesterday. I know all that, bro. But throughout the course of the year, bro, you had too many moments where you were skittish in the pocket, bro. You was leaving pockets that weren't even threatened, bro.
I
Like offensive line was doing their job for you for the most part this
can I
season, and you would leave the pocket still, bro.
can I ask
And
you?
still try to be Houdini, fam.
I'm sorry. But who the throws a jump ball to Hollywood Brown while he's on Kamari Lassiter?
Hey, fam, Kareem Hunt was wide open on the bottom of the screen. You
What?
could have
Throws
just
a
dumped it
jump
off to
ball
him
to
on the side.
Kamari Lassiter.
Yeah, bro. Like you gotta own some of that, bro. Like you can be pissed off all you want, but you wanted this Cotto package with this current coaching staff. And look, this is what you're dealing with now, bro. It is what it is. Like you had somebody in that organization before when you first got to the league that pushed you to be great, that challenged you, and it showed on the field, bro. These past few seasons, I ain't seeing the same. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you can't get it back, bro. I'm not saying you're not great, fam, but you know what's up, man. You know things are going south for a reason, man.
He gets us a
So
hero ball so quick, and I love my quarterback because he's still a gunslinger at heart. Because
hmm
he still loves to take the deep shots. He missed a deep shot with Hollywood on a deep post, and
yeah,
he ended up trying to go to I think Taekwon on the left sideline on the
yeah,
left half.
yeah.
You don't do that, bro. That's where I was like, if he would have looked and you look straight, you 9 times out of 10, I'm already know he's throwing that deep ball, and you could tell he wanted to throw the deep ball. You, I'm not gonna say I need 18 Mahomes back, but I need the one that's you thinking too much. If you gotta think less and you just go out and play, go out and play.
Give me the one where we beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. I mean, give me that. Yeah, if you at least give me that, Patrick Mahomes, I'm cool, bro. Because I mean, that's when I feel like he was playing his best ball. Like he was really getting more of the understanding of the game. But since then, kind of went backwards on some things. But let's go and get to the sponsor and get up out of here, man. Shout out to the good people Underdog Fantasy. For new customers, bet $5, get up to $100 in bonus credits, bonus funds, whatever you want to call them. You download it on Apple Store, or Google Play, and when you do, use our promo code Kingdom of Cash, all in one word. That's KINGDOMKAST. I'm sure they got boost every day, different promos and all that. So you want to try it out? Sign up with that promo code.
I think that they got 100% match of your deposit.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
Easy, even better. So, all right, fellas. Let's go. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up here. Appreciate everyone for tuning in tonight. So on to the next one. We got a very unfortunate scenario to deal with. We want to still make the playoffs, so we'll see what happens from here on out. But with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share all your social media platforms. Again, if you watch this on Twitter, please hit the retweet and like button, share to everyone that you know. And when you get through watching this video, hit the hype button. Hit the hype button, hype the video up so we can get out to as many people as we can. Till the next one, we out, Chicks Kingdom.